Hello everyone, and welcome back to RuneScape, where today we're doing yet another court case, because, as usual, I'm limited on time. My neighbors have moved out, and they are having workers hammer away, and this is a rare time where they're not making too much noise for me to record. So let's hurry up and get this done. Hopefully they will be done within a day or two so I can get back to normal situation. Alright. We want to defend, maybe? We'll defend. Alright. So we're doing the Drunken Dwarf versus the People. This is what my levels are at. I don't think anything's changed, although I am very close to mining 98. Also, there's a penguin outside, I'm gonna go grab that real quick. Because why not? There we go. Found 2 penguins this week, got 32 points. Alright, anyway, let's search the filing cabinet. Alright, so here's our cases. We gotta match a fingerprint. Is it gonna be the KaBob seller or the Drunken Dwarf? I mean, it's probably gonna be the Drunken Dwarf, right? I mean, that would just make sense. Also, who would sell kebabs? That's just messed up. Just plain messed up to sell kebabs. Kebabs should be free. Alright, well, there's a lot of stuff, I guess. And I suppose we will talk to the Drunken Dwarf. Hello, matey. I didn't do nothing. Nothing. Wait, is that it? Oh. Let me make sure I've done everything. Wow, that's really it. Nice. This is a nice quick one. Yes, I'm ready for court, apparently. That was easy. And here we are in the courtroom. This court is now in session. This trial is to determine the guilt or innocence of the Drunken Dwarf for indecent behavior and public drunkenness. Is the prosecution ready? The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. Is the defense ready? The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well, the prosecution may present its case. Members of the jury, I am going to present evidence that decisively proves the Drunken Dwarf behaved indecently in an inebriated state and that he attacked an innocent citizen. First, I present the beer glass. The suspect was arrested with this empty beer glass. It was empty because he had drunk it, and had drunk many more that day. He was so drunk that he couldn't even walk straight. That makes him a danger to himself and others. Second, the KaBob. What do I have to do with this, huh? The suspect was arrested while buying this item. Oh, that does make him suspicious, doesn't it? It's not something that someone sober would choose to munch on. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Last, but certainly not least, the fingerprint found on the rock thrown at the victim. This is clearly the fingerprint of the Drunken Dwarf. Members of the jury, this dwarf is guilty. The prosecution calls the victim. Would you tell us about the attack? The dwarf tallied in and kept shouting. I had chat turned off, so I ignored him. Did you notice if the dwarf was drunk at the time? He's called the Drunken Dwarf, Raffle. Dude 3 was totally wasted. Or Dud 3, I guess. The prosecution calls the KaBob seller. This man is the one who should be in jail. How well do you know the Drunken Dwarf? I've known him for years. He's my best customer, and he's always completely wasted, but he's very polite when buying his kebab. Sometimes I get to chat to him. I think he likes the company. His home life can't be a happy one. But do you see him interact with anyone away from your stand? No. As a small businessman, I spend almost all my time at my stand. I have heard from some customers that he gets rowdy and often gets thrown out of pubs. That paints an interesting picture. It sounds like he is a troubled dwarf who can't control what he does. I think we have our work cut out for us, guys. This is going to be a rough defense. I think that will be enough. It's time for you to summarize your case to the jury. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I have presented evidence that conclusively proves the defendant acted violently while drunk with an intent to hurt. Is it too much to ask that a normal, sober human being can walk down the paths of Gilnor without being pelted with rocks? While we turn a blind eye to violent drunks like the defendant, we accept that things cannot improve. and that such actions are inevitable. This does not have to be the case. I ask you to find the defendant guilty, to send a statement to all drunks across Gilnor. I don't know why I almost said RuneScape. But I did. Well, it's my turn now. I can't even disable the skybox while I'm in here. I realized I was going to wait and fix it, but apparently we're just stuck with us floating in a giant glowing sky because they took it away. Oh well, so who do I talk to then? We gotta present some evidence. What can I do for you? The KaBob. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, if I could draw your attention to prosecution evidence number 3. Me. What do we got here? The Drunken Dwarf is known for giving KaBobs away to those in need. He is clearly a giving person who likes to help others. A slightly sozzled Robin Hood, if you will. Everyone likes it. Alright, what next? What next? Ah, we're done with evidence. I would like to call a witness. The victim. The defense calls the victim. I like how it spawns as someone else. Otros, aka robots. Would you tell us about your skilling habits? You want to know about my mad skills? Just what you do regularly, that will do. Alls, I do woodcutting, sometimes I fish for the win. Surely someone saying hello is a welcome relief from the usual grind. Would it have been so difficult to say hello to the dwarf? I'm sorry, what did you say? I didn't notice him. I was AFK. No! Balls, so what? Mr. Botros, if you were AFK, you cannot have been paying full attention to your surroundings. What else did you miss while AFK? Did you even see my client at all? Okay, what else do we have? We need the KaBob seller. Call a witness. There we go. Have you seen the Drunken Dwarf attack anyone? Never. He's drunk as a skunk, but he's a very nice bloke. I've never seen him hurt anyone, and he likes talking to people. I just think he's a little lonely. The dwarf may not be socially capable, but he's got a good heart. I can't remember if he was one of the ones that would attack you if you ignored it. Some would, some wouldn't. He might have been. But I don't really care. Alright, what else we got? Okay, we're done here. I would like to summarize my case to the jury. We're going to appeal to the miner, because he's friends with dwarves, I'm sure. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I have presented evidence that conclusively proves the defendant is innocent with regards to these crimes. Today we have proven one thing, that my client is a drunk. At the risk of stating the obvious, anyone who calls themselves the Drunken Dwarf is unlikely to spend their evenings buttering scones and ironing shirts. But look at what remains unproven. Not one shred of proof links my client to an example of indecent behavior, drunk or otherwise. I believe we've heard enough. Would the jury please announce their verdict? Not guilty, yay! Balloons for everyone. Very well, you are hereby declared not guilty by a jury of your peers, none of which were even dwarves. Right? Is that a dwarf? I don't think that's a dwarf. He does look slightly short, but I think that's the angle. Hooray! There's my balloons. Very faded looking balloons. I think that's due to our skybox. Oh well, let's get out of here and get our free reward, which has been updated, I think, this week to actually say Stone Spirits instead of Gold Ore. Alright. Oh, I never collected the last reward? No? Oh, he meant the one I just did. Right. Yeah, 20 Stone Spirits. Hooray. Oh well, combat XP, going into summoning. Slowly inching towards that 99, you know? It's taking time, but we will get there. Holy cow! That was a really good one. We can go add this KaBob to my collection. I want to look at my KaBob collection. It has been a while. I also need to collect whatever ones are in the Grand Exchange. What do we got going on in here? 178. These are Ugthinky KaBobs. Alright, so let's get these in here and check out the collection. KaBob. Oh, this is a good collection. We got 25 Super KaBobs, 5,203 Ugthinky KaBobs, and 7 regular KaBobs. Plus 8 skewered KaBobs, which is just, you know, cruelty, but we'll still have them. Yes, this is the most important part of my bank. I think people mostly just get these from, like, Dust Devils and then dump them on the GE. I assume that's what happens. I have no idea. But I've been buying them, that's for sure. So yeah, this week's update, what was it? It was like, there was a ton of patch notes. I remember that. And there was a few good ones mixed in there, but I can't remember them off the top of my head. But since the workers downstairs are being quiet right now, I can go ahead and hop on over here. So the main thing this week, of course, was the Bounty Hunter reward redistribution. I did already try out the Abyss crafting to get magic thread. I did get one, but then they took it offline yesterday and changed how it works and then put it back because there was a bug. So I don't know how much harder or easier it might be to get right now than it was when I did it. But at some point I'll earn enough to get a small rune pouch and maybe even a big one. I don't know. I mean, we need to work on runecrafting. It's one of my lowest levels by far. Like, look at this thing. It's level 87. I think it's the only one below 90. So that might actually be something I work on, because, like, Peking's not really concerned there. They did other things like Revenants now drop a Revenant pet. I killed Revenants for, like, 20 minutes. I wasn't risking anything. I got PK'd. You know, didn't lose anything. I thought I was going to lose a small parcel I got, but, you know, apparently those keep on death, even in the wild, so that was nice. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it drops very much, though, so I don't know if I'll bother. Unless I get a Wilderness task. I did get a Wilderness task. I haven't tried it yet. Got the Green Dragon's Wilderness, which, you know, seems pretty easy. I can probably just equip 2 items and anti-fire potion and go murder some green dragons real quick. I might keep doing these. I don't know if it's really worth it. Like, I think they're saying, like, it'll take 120 tasks on average or something in order to get a tier 87 weapon. I mean, they're a good amount of money, but I don't know if it's worth it. I'll figure it out. The rest of it doesn't really, you know, matter to me. You know, they added a new drop to the Barrows thing that used to be from the Wilderness. But we're not going to touch Barrows until I get through the quests that add, Accuracy or whatever I think it is. And probably, Linza as well. Because otherwise, what's the point if I can't get all the drops? I'm just wasting my time. That's why we've not touched Barrows yet. Oh, they, I've not even looked at this. I completely forgot about it yesterday. But there should be, like, a transmogrification thing. Oh, there it is. I see it. There we go. So, yeah, now you can do these things from wherever. So I can be like, oh, I want to do a Ring of Snow. And, oh. Okay. Yep, I'm in a box now. But yeah, so now you don't need to keep those items. You can just have this at any time. And the ones that are the different color are ones that I don't have. And some of them are tradable, like Ring of Trees, Ring of Stone, regular. I think the recolored ones aren't, if I had to guess. I don't know what the crab hat is, honestly. But you can add them to this and then remove them later if you desire. I don't know if any of these I have are tradable. I don't think they are. But it's not really the point. Yeah, that's a nice little thing, at least to, you know, get rid of the ridiculousness that was becoming transmogrification rings, because they really overdid it last year with those. So it's nice that they no longer take up space in the physical world. They added a grouping system inspect feature, which doesn't affect me because I never do any group things. Alright, I'm going to jump over to the patch notes and try to see if I can find the cool things in there that I can't remember. Yeah, there's the Drunken Dwarf fixed to say spirits. There was something in here that I wanted to mention, but I cannot remember what. They added cheese wheels to free-to-play, but that's not, like, important for us. Oh, they fixed the cheesecake issue we had during the quest where they kept taking bites out of new cheesecakes. So that's nice. I don't know if I was like the only one who had that problem or if other people did, but they fixed it. Let me see. They fixed crafting daily challenges higher than the crafting level you have, which might have happened to me once. I don't know. Where is the thing that I care about? There was something that I was like, oh, that's cool. And, I can't find it. Ash bags are always kept on death now. That's good, I guess. Oh, they filtered some messages, which isn't necessarily good in my opinion. Like, your backpack is full and stuff. Like, you now, if you're using, like, Alt-1 or whatever, you have to unfilter just to know whenever it's full. Oh, they added a +2 prayer bonus to the Masterwork gloves and boots. That's good. They changed easy and medium treasure trail clues to give salvage instead of smithable items, which is also good for us since we do once a month stuff that involves those. Anything else? You can tell I'm just kind of using the time I have. Oh, fairy rings now have a map icon, I think. So if we go in here, we should be able to, like, see the fairy ring that is here. I guess I have them disabled. Fairy ring, there it is. And it should have the code if you've been to it. Apparently, I've not done those ones yet, but I should have done this one. Yeah, DKS. So that's nice. That's a very nice little thing. We're looking around. Holy cow, this map looks crowded with my current settings. I definitely need, like, at some point go through these and fix them to be a little more logical for what I actually use. But, oh, they're getting a little noisy again. I don't think it'll come up on my microphone quite yet. Alright, they added, world select interface improvements. Oh, the big one that, it's not affected me yet, but your magic spell no longer gets unset when you do dungeoneering. Which, that has almost killed me a few times, because I always expect to have auto-retaliate on and a spell selected, and if that's not the case and I, like, get distracted for a second somewhere and something's attacking me, it can be bad. So I'm glad that's the case. Oh, they added a short wall shortcut to the island that once were turtles, which I assume is because they had that huge fort thing that you would walk all the way in and then you'd be stuck in there and have to run all the way back out. So I assume that's what that fixes, but I've not actually been over there. That'll be good for elite clues, though, because there's an elite scan clue that is there, and it always was a little annoying. But anyway, yeah, I think that's about it for this episode. The next thing we're doing will be a quest. I'm not entirely sure which quest. There's a few that are high priority now. There's, Legacy of Seer Gaze is important because it'll unlock blood runes, and if I'm going to do abyss crafting, I want to be making blood runes, not death runes. Yeah, there's no reason to make death runes, really, for me, so that's why I'm not working on that yet. Gotta do Legacy of Seer Gaze first. We need to do the next pirate quest, which is a clockwork syringe, and we need to do the sea slug quest, which is the Slug Menace, a universally hated quest, but nonetheless required for the dungeoneering achievements that I want to work on, so that we can continue working on dungeoneering and get it up to 99 and beyond. The other interesting thing is, I guess the one last thing we can talk about, is this new Wilderness Slayer thing. It adds Mandrith as a Slayer Master, and so there's a couple useful things that they don't currently affect me on this account, but they might in the future. The first is that you can buy your Slayer gems, because all but one Slayer Master share the same shop, and he shares that shared shop, but he's right next to the bank, so you can go ahead and just go in here. Why is there big bones here? 5 big bones, okay, whatever. But yeah, so you can buy your enchanted gems if you need them for invention and dump them right in the bank. But the other thing is, and I don't know if they'll rethink this once they do it, or if they'll move him or something, but they were going to add him to the Slayer Cape teleport soon. And, you know, it seems really nice to have a cape that teleports you directly inside a bank. I don't know how many teleports there are that literally go inside of a bank, but there's not many, that's for sure. And, That sounds really useful if they don't nerf it. So let's hope they don't, because that would be amazing. Especially once they eventually do the rework up here, where you can have like certain operation things up here, so you can just have like basically Edgeville Bank teleport at any time. Because the other thing is, I'm not gonna get into this too much because people are being really kind of nonsensical about it. But they did like post their first Completionist Cape rework proposal thing, and overall I liked most of the ideas on how they're going to redo it. They'd basically be changing things into like achievement categories. There'd be 6 categories, and like skills would be 1, so you'd have like a max cape equivalent would be a tier 1 of that, and each one would have 3 tiers. So the tier 3 one would probably be something like all 120s plus a whole bunch of skilling achievements and stuff. I don't know. They're not into that many specifics yet, but the big thing is that they're going to like disconnect cape bonuses and passives from the capes themselves. So like all the things the comp cape can currently do, like the Ava accumulator, the 3 perks at once things, all that stuff would just be a thing you get with all capes now. So, you know, I could be, you know, wearing my Ardoin cape and have the Slayer cape perk on it, and also the Ava accumulator perk and all the other ones that work on there. I wouldn't though, because what they're gonna do, at least with the current proposal, which who knows what'll happen, because like I said, people are being a little crazy about it right now for reasons, mostly fashionscape reasons, and you know, like, oh, we don't like change type reasons. Like, it basically boils down to 2 things. I won't go into all the details, but people are complaining because they're worried that they might not be able to keep a cape that looks like the current one, and they're worried because they just like, oh, Max Cape is a prestigious name. And, you know, the thing doesn't, like, specifically say either of those things has to go away forever, and adding that in as a thing would not be hard, so, like, it doesn't seem like this huge controversy to me yet on this very first day of its proposal. You know, if it gets to a finalized design and it doesn't have those things, then sure, go on a riot and whatever, but whatever. I kind of forget where I was going with that, but yeah. The point is, though, it does sound good. It sounds like it'll fix a lot of the problems, and oh yeah, the combat stats. So the proposal currently says that like whenever you unlock like the skill cape tier 1, which would be like a max cape basically, then you will get a boost to all cape stats equal to like some. It's not. One of the problems people have is that the boost is not equal, even with the best cape in the game, will not equal the current comp cape bonus, which, you know, could be a problem, but that's something that can change. It's, you know, it's an early proposal. But the point is, it means you'll now benefit from wearing a cape that is good, but not a comp cape. So I think it's like what the Reef Walker cape is one of the better capes in the game when you're not including the comp cape and the max cape and all that. So I'm assuming that would be the thing, unless they add new capes, because basically they want to be able to add new capes, you know? Because right now they can't, because if they add a new cape better than the comp cape, then they have to make the comp cape better than it. So, yeah, they don't want to just keep doing that. It's kind of pointless. Like, what's the point in adding a new cape if it's still not going to be the best cape? There just isn't one, because nobody's going to wear it. They'll just keep wearing their max cape or whatever. But that's the thing, so I could wear the Ardoin cape and have the Slayer thing on it, but, you know, realistically I'll probably be wearing something else. Whatever high tier cape I have. You know, they could have God Wars Dungeon capes, they could have all sorts of crazy capes. It'll probably be fun if they actually go through with it and don't let the initial lashing back that is going on deter them. But anyway, I think that is about enough for today. Like I said, Quest next episode, which is, I don't know if it'll be on Wednesday. You know, originally I was going to do like Monday, Wednesday, Friday episodes, but due to this work going on, and also like yesterday there was update problems, like the whole, like they took Magical Thread offline and a few other things. So I decided to just wait it out between all those things. But yeah. It'll be either be Wednesday or Thursday, and hopefully we'll get back to a normal Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedule at some point soon, once I have a quieter place to work. But anyway, yeah, I'll see you then.